Silence.
Oh my God.
What are we doing here today,
What's happening right now?
What's going
Lots
on?
happening. I think we just took time to just like process all the crap that's been going on.
It's really a lot of shit going on.
It
Facts.
is. Like I literally had to sit down the other day and just let everything sink in. I didn't even like think about anything. I just had to just have everything come in and just say, what the fuck is going on?
Honestly, do y'all think? I feel like this is maybe the most exciting time in music in over a decade. When you think about like just projects coming out, you think about controversies and shit like that. Like, think about Kanye's rollout. Think about then Jay dropping, Nas drop. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's an exciting time for hip hop. I like it.
It's a little overwhelming.
The internet is a wonderful place, right?
A little bit. Well, yeah, that's the whole other thing.
Changes everything.
Everything. But yeah.
Speaking of the internet, y'all see that? Y'all see that Steve Harvey
Fam.
Pusha T diss?
My
what
nigga.
the hell was that?
Listen,
Yo, he didn't know.
anytime a nigga dish you in a church suit, you have to snuff him.
He's not going to do it.
Pusha has to snuff.
He's not going to do it.
He has to stuff Steve Harvey.
He's not. Steve Harvey didn't know who he was. Steve Harvey's 61 years old.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a Pusher T? Boy, yo. How you gonna say he's broken? He's worth $96 million.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he ain't got Steve Harvey money.
That corporate money, that ABC,
Yeah, that's
NBC,
different. That's different. He got tour money, Kings of Comedy money. Like that's a different
nationally syndicated
Family Feud.
radio.
Yeah, that's a different level of money.
Custom suits, double-breasted.
Yeah.
He's set. He got that large
And
account.
call me corny.
Corny.
I don't be all that. All right.
Hold on, what did you say?
I said, call me corny. I don't be all that mad at Steve Harvey's suit. Is it just me? I don't really think. I think for his age group and that era,
It fits him.
the nigga's kind of sharp.
It fits his head, fits his
Yeah.
mustache. It fits the part.
Yo, that mustache.
Well, that mustache is a little crazy.
Yo, he got a broomstick.
Yo, that Esso and like so many Family Feud episodes, they always bring up something about his head and his mustache.
Yeah,
They're like, what's the first thing you notice on Steve Harvey?
How much dye he puts in that mustache?
And they got a doormat over his
Welcome, Matt.
Yo, but he was going in though on Pusha. What the fuck is a Pusher T? Is the way he was saying
But
it
the
too.
other shit is, I feel like he is mad late to the beef. like how you jump in the beef
Yo,
late?
all those meetings he has and everything he has going on, he put what?
Yeah, yo, we didn't even introduce ourselves. Hold on, man. We over here wildin'. Grassroots podcast. Brandon, Killabh Hall.
Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm regular Nas. I got nothing today. I spaced
I
out.
was actually waiting. I like paused.
I know. The streak has been broken. Thank God. We don't have to hear that
I-
bullshit. I'm the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Some weird shit.
I've never said that.
Some weirdo shit that you
I've
say.
never said that.
Yeah, I just imagine him in the outfit too.
Word. This nigga. That fucking hat on. All right. So,
Hold on. Don't come for the hat because 2 weeks ago you said the hat was dope.
well, I'm saying the hat is green, so turtles, green.
Oh wow!
outta
It
here.
says let's taco about it.
All right.
But
Thanks.
I
Eve.
just noticed it now.
Way to clean that up. Oh man. All right. Yeah. Even though Harvey clapped back, pause. I don't really care. Like I don't really.
Yo,
care.
why are you saying this like they got beef?
That's beef.
That's not beef.
Listen, anytime you bring the drama to fucking Family Feud, like that's a family show. Niggas never go on Family Feud for drama.
First of all, they were setting up between families.
It don't matter. He was on the stage like it was a show.
Because
nigga.
one of
Like,
the interns was like, "Yo, you heard what Pusha T said?" And he was like,
yeah,
what?
that intern, I ain't gonna lie, that intern gotta get fired. Like, you should have been caught that beef. You got popped at mad times already. Like, why are we talking about this?
But you know what? He sounded like an old man, like when their grandchildren bring up an artist and they're like, "Oh, who's that Pusher T?
Yeah.
That Pusher
Yeah.
T."
he kept on saying Pusher.
Yeah, he was saying it, like, I thought that was funny. He's like, who's Pusher T? I thought that was pretty funny.
Enunciating all
I
the
laughed a little.
letters.
This
I laughed.
broke little boy.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. That's why I said Push gotta snuff him. Don't call me a broke little boy. Don't do that.
I'm 41 years old.
Yeah, like I'm a grown man, my nigga. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. Yeah.
Old timers.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, I don't know if Push want that drama. I don't know if he wants that drama.
Yo, why are you saying drama? Oh my God.
It's drama.
I was just gonna let him rock.
It's drama. It's
I was just gonna
drama.
let him rock.
Not drama. Drama's like, all right, you know, drama's when we
Drama.
there. It's drama.
I had to say something because I was dying over here. I was almost into tears and shit.
Yeah, it's drama.
Steve Harvey.
It's drama.
He had that double-breasted suit,
Yeah.
shoulder pads and all.
Yeah.
Buttons to
Why?
the top.
Y'all crazy. All right, so the moment is finally here.
Which moment? I feel like there's so many moments.
C5. That's how you say it on the album, right? No?
That was a
Man.
lighter noise.
That was
What was that?
that was the intro and the lighter noise.
Yeah, and then I did a lighter. I did.
The lighter. What you talking about?
I ain't got lighters on me, son. I don't smoke.
C5.
Carter. That should,
And
I
then
mean,
just-
no?
Yo, I mean, it was a
Yeah,
decent
you
album.
be hating on my impressions. All right,
It
whatever.
was a decent album.
All right, hold on.
Wait. Hold on.
Hold on.
You going too fast over here, son.
Oh, my fault. I'll slow it down.
Yeah,
Speed
and I
Racer.
almost snuffed you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
Oh,
do
this is gonna be
that. Don't
good.
do that.
Dang.
Are we just going with it? That's where you're rolling.
See, I was like a 6.5, man.
A 6.5. You're
Yeah.
serious about that?
I did a little regular Nas rework on the album. Half of them songs I didn't need.
Half?
Yeah, listen.
Okay.
Let me hold on before you.
Wait.
go.
hold on.
But before we get there,
we're not
let me-
going there yet.
Don't
Y'all,
do
y'all
my
hold
fault,
the
my
notebook.
fault.
Hold the
that.
notebook.
Yeah, hold the notebook.
My fault, man. I was taking notes this
And-
week.
and I ain't gonna
Hold
lie.
on,
That's
you ain't got to touch that, bro.
That old ass notebook. Why you got that? That's the shit you sit up in the park and play bingo with. Like,
Get out of here, man.
crossword puzzle ass
Keep it
notebook.
score. Keep it score. The check.
Son, yo, that's so thin. That looks like a church pamphlet.
Nigga playing. Nigga keep the score with bingo and shit. All right. Listen.
I won last week.
Let's go through this though. Let's go through it.
Okay.
What are we feeling? We already know what you feel. What you thinking, E?
All right. Well, one, I'm happy that he's back, that he's a free man, that he is now able to freely express the situations, the hardships, the personal matters that have been going on within, the past 3, 4, even maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
I think that it sounded to me like a celebratory, introspective, let me air everything out kind of thing. Like, let me close this chapter to start a new chapter.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Definitely.
And I enjoyed it. And I think I really enjoyed it because of that. No matter how I feel about the songs, overall, because I already said what I thought. But I'm just happy that he was able to just come back and just really just be himself. And we did catch glimpses of the Wayne that we all love. A little bit rocky at certain times. Sometimes he had certain songs that he came in pockets where he's like, oh, this is the Wayne, this is what we love. And then some pockets I was like,
Yeah.
this is all right. But there were several songs that I really liked, and obviously we're gonna talk about those songs. And then I also even I liked the wordplay, certain examples that he used, like the Garden of Eden. I'll explain that a little later on. I think it was good.
Okay. For me, I was really, really pleasantly surprised. One,
Why? Because of his recent outfit and hair, or
well, no,
Yo, fam.
no, you're you guys are disrespectful.
that's a free I don't give a fuck man.
Yeah,
That's what he looks like
but
now.
for me, that's an iconic Wayne. Like I like Wayne like that. Like I like him where that's just Wayne.
I know there's
So,
nothing wrong with it, but
yeah,
it's
no,
still he's still looking a little.
Yeah. So for me, I like
even know what to
Wayne
say
when
to
he
that.
just, you know what I mean. I'm not mad at it. I was a little worried from the Summer Jam performance.
Okay.
So for me, when now the album is coming out, I'm like, okay, what Wayne are we getting? I wasn't sure, especially because how he was perceived during that performance. Because he was performing joints, at least joints at that time.
Yeah.
So when he's on Summer Jam stage, and those a bunch of kids and all different types of age groups, and they don't really go off the way it's supposed to, a little concerned.
Well, I'm not surprised. The same kids that didn't even know about Missy Elliott.
Well, yeah, that's but that's
I'm not
why.
surprised.
They don't have an appreciation for the
Yeah,
music.
that's
man.
why I took some of it with a grain of salt.
All this
but,
shit is moment music.
yeah. But I took that all with a grain of salt, and then the intro comes, right there. As soon as that intro comes on, I say, okay, this is a different body of work. This is something different. This is not the normal Wayne. Not the normal Wayne. Second record comes on, the XXX record.
Don't cry.
Don't Cry. Thank you. Okay. Now I see where we at. This is going to be one of those introspective Wayne albums that is needed in his catalog. It's needed. Then, moving forward, I hear a few features I wasn't too fond of. Yeah. For me, the record with Nicki Minaj, I didn't like it.
Miss.
I didn't like it either.
It was a miss for me, and I would have taken her off the record as a singer. I would have gave her a verse. I would have made SZA be on that record.
I concur with that.
I like that.
Yeah, I would have made SZA be on the record. The Ashanti record, it should have never been on that.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Let Ashanti live. Let her get them checks,
Listen,
son.
I'm not.
Let her get them
CTC,
checks.
cut the check. I'm not mad at Ashanti for getting the money, but
Listen,
fam, I didn't need to hear that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I supported Rain on Me too. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that.
Foolish.
Yeah,
Foolish. She got it.
Yeah, but
She's
that's
good.
what I'm saying.
She had her era. She had her time.
Well, yeah, it was foolish to have her on the album.
Yeah.
I wasn't really rolling with it.
Needed my umbrella for that rain.
Yeah, I wasn't rolling with it. I was pleasantly surprised though by Nivea on the album. I liked the Nivea feature a lot. I like that.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, especially with her whole, coming out with her whole drug addiction, which I didn't even know she was dealing with. That's a whole other monster. But I like that feature. What do you think? Because I see a lot of people taking to the Uproar record. I know this wasn't on the docket.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about the Uproar record?
Nas, you got this one.
Man, I like it. I'm not even on front. I do like it. I think it's a little dated, but I enjoyed the record because I'm a fan of Swiss Beats, and I think that collaboration with Wayne is dope.
Yeah.
But
How old do y'all think that record is?
4 years.
Right. Well, that's what I thought. I thought, humor me. I think that if this album comes out when it was supposed to, this album is a classic. Thinking of the
Man, we go with that word again. There we go with that word.
But y'all
again.
know me. I never throw out classic. I never ever throw out classic. You will never hear me say
So
that.
if this came out
Think
4
about it.
years ago.
Just
Okay.
let it sink in for a minute. When Wayne is scorching, where everyone is dying for a Carter album, this drops right after it comes out on time with that Swiss record.
Would have been 2 million
It would have
Wayne
moved.
stands.
It would have moved more.
Yeah.
Because it would have
Fucking right it would've
resonated.
moved.
Because it would have resonated with the era of closer to the era of people who listened to Wayne
Yes.
when Wayne was really on his height. So it would have made sense. Yeah.
Nicki singing.
Yeah.
Would have made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Ashanti record still wouldn't have flew anyway. Wouldn't have got a no.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
if
I don't think
ever
that
flew.
Ashanti one,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think that still would have flown.
Okay, so if it
No,
did
no,
come out,
it-
if it
it
did
would-
come out 4 years ago though, what for Don't Cry, who do you think would have been on the hook?
4 years ago, Cudi.
Good one. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I just think the pitch would have changed, but yeah.
The pitch would have changed.
It would've changed, but yeah, he would've been good.
I wouldn't be mad at Cudi.
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad at Cudi.
Can I get into my regular Nas rework now?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about the 3
So
singles.
let's go to 3 records. Oh, so what was my last point? Fuck, what was my last point?
Nobody knows. Nobody
That's
knows.
why I hate the sidetrack. There was something I was gonna say. I'll get back to it. It'll come to me. Let's get into the records. Let's get into
All
the
right,
records.
so Don't Cry first.
So Don't Cry. For me, I would have never thought that we would have ever heard a collaboration between Wayne and XXX. You never saw them together.
Neither did Triple X's Camp.
Well,
Apparently.
well, yeah, I know that they're not.
Oh, with the producer who's the one that yeah.
I know they're not the happiest.
Who knew
about
that
it
was
right
coming
now.
out?
I know it's not the happiest about it. I know that, but and I get why that's like that. I get it. Trust me. I mean, let's keep it a buck. This could work one of 2 ways. One could be, again, you're taking X's name and just trying to use it
Capitalize
for
off
sales
it,
purposes, or
Yeah.
it could be paying homage. Knowing how Wayne works, I don't know that he was doing it for.
A malicious
They were,
intent.
but
Yeah.
they were in talks with the song before.
But that's my point.
They just didn't know. Yeah.
They didn't know it was coming out.
Yeah.
But now people, I'm saying when the consensus about that record from online.
Yeah.
People are like, yo, you're just using that record for, promotional purposes. I don't take it like that. I just knowing how Wayne does business with certain people, I know that he just does it because he fucks with you and shit like that. Like,
he's
Also-
a genuine person.
Also, people have to understand, Wayne knows that everyone was anticipating this project.
Of course.
He didn't need to ride off the wave of XXX.
Yeah.
He didn't have to.
Yeah.
This is Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
He influenced XXX.
Facts. He could have done this whole album by himself, and I think people are still waiting for the Carter 5.
Yeah, they would listen
Yeah.
to it still.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these are all Wayne's kids out here.
Yeah. In a nutshell.
All Lil Pump, Lil Xan,
Yeah. So
Lil Who Gives a Fuck.
Not even littles. There's even bigger ones
There's
that
bigger
are.
ones, yeah, there's bigger ones than
Lil
that.
Wayne influenced a lot of the
Yeah,
younger
definitely.
artists.
So I'm really, really impressed by that. And especially because you've heard different records from Wayne where they're really deep and shit like that. I just felt like this was a different deep. Like,
Yeah.
this is him peeling back the onion a little bit more.
Yeah, I liked how he jumped right into introspective talk.
Yeah.
Like, you know how Wayne later on in the project, he talked his shit like, yo, I influenced you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I may not be number one, but I'm still a legend. Like in that talk, I liked how he kept that later on and started off with a more vulnerable approach to it.
Yeah.
I thought that was, I liked how he did that.
Me too. I like the record. It's probably one of my favorite records on the project.
This guy,
Honestly.
that guy's jacket
So-
is terrible. Sorry about that.
Yeah. But there was this was the song that had that had the line where it's like with a bunch of leaves in the Garden of Eden, with a bunch of Eves, no fruit punch for me. For those, I mean, if you're not a Christian or know about that, it's the Book of Genesis, Adam and Eve, the tree of knowledge, and how the snake was trying to get Eve to eat from the apple.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because that beginning song, and even when his mom was in the intro, he starts it off by saying like addressing the certain hardships and the things that he was going through, and how he ultimately like does not want his family to go through these things anymore. And how he even addressed how he drank from the fountain of youth, or took some from the fountain of youth, which could be referring to he understands the legacy that he has. But I thought it was interesting that he said that if he dies young, it's because of lean.
Yeah. The other
cats caught death like that, man.
well, that was the other.
I mean, but at least he admits to
At
the
least-
fact that
yeah.
like that's a problem for him.
That was the first time for me where you can hear Wayne talk about he's dealing with some shit. It was eye opening to me. Like, the content on that record is different. It's a different Wayne. It's someone that's now identifying with himself with, hey, all right, I may have a problem at this point, and I can't really hide it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, and also the fact that he's addressing the problems and saying like, I don't want these hardships. I want to live a life without these hardships.
Yeah, yeah.
He essentially is saying that in that line where he's like, I want from the tree of life and tree of knowledge. Like, I want my family to live a life of good and not bad. But he's acknowledging the good and bad in it, because the tree of knowledge is the fact that you're understanding the level of the balance of good and evil.
Yeah,
And he's addressing that within his project. He's addressing the evil, the bad things he's gone through, but then he's also wants to highlight and focus on the good and bring
good.
that too.
Definitely.
That dude's been rapping and in the rap game since 97, 98, since he was 14 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I remember my cousin coming up from South Carolina and showing me the Hot Boys album with them on the cover. Say, yo, I specifically remember him pointing out Lil Wayne and saying he's the nicest one.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't feeling it at the time. Like, there's a couple of tracks on there. I was just like, I didn't get it. I was 12, 13 years old from New York.
No. I'm just laughing because I'm like, yo, that's Nas. He's
Yeah,
like,
like-
yeah, I don't like it, but
I know, you fucking idiot.
Yo, well, listen, come on, man.
You scumbag.
Nobody saw the Hot Boys becoming who they were. Brandon, me and you are the same age, though.
I definitely saw the Hot Boys becoming who they were.
Brandon, when they first dropped,
Fam, when they first dropped, let's think.
ding, 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 round one.
Think about it. Really think about.
I'm thinking about it.
Think about it. From Juvenile to
Right.
everyone else, you saw where that camp was going.
that hot record was hot.
Yeah, I know. Just reflect on it. Go ahead.
I'm
Process it.
sitting here thinking about it.
Lie to me and tell me that when they were from Cash Money creation to Young Money, you didn't see where that was going. From Master P, Silk the Shaka, all the way up. Tell me you didn't think
Hold
that.
on, No Limit was somebody. That's a different entity.
You don't say, genius. I'm talking about
you talking about the ice cream man, bitch.
Fam. You know what I'm saying. Don't try to duck this fade. Hold on, you know what I'm saying.
Name a song on 500 Degrees other than The Block Is Hot.
You're changing the context right now. You're changing, and you know you're changing the context because you're losing.
Yeah, I'm not losing.
What I'm saying is very simple. Are they not all tied together? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay then. So you know what I'm saying.
I didn't see them. I didn't see this happening.
Do me a favor. Drink a nice tall glass. Shut the fuck up. Because this is one of the times where you know I'm right. And you know from the start of Master P to No Limit to that whole movement, you knew where they were going.
I could have said, if you would have said No Limit and Master P was going to become the way Cash Money was, I would have said yeah.
They're all... it's the same.
P wasn't fucking with Baby like that.
It doesn't matter. But at one point they were, no?
No.
What are you talking about?
That's why Baby got mad and Cash Money got mad because they wasn't fucking with him.
Were they all a part of the same camp at one point? Yes or no?
No.
This is exciting.
They were not. You're gonna tell Baby, Manny
exciting.
Fresh, and all them were a part of. They were never part of No Limit.
Listen, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they all were a unit at one point.
No,
yes or no?
They were not.
They were not.
No,
they never worked together at all. They didn't come up together in the same ranks. Nothing. So Baby, nothing. You're sticking with that.
Baby and Master P they never helped them out. Master P never helped out Baby and Cash Money.
I'm not saying that they helped each other out. What I'm saying is they came up together. That moment in time, you always associated No Limit with all of that movement. You associate Master P with being the architect of that whole wave.
That Louisiana movement?
Yes.
Then say that. You said they were all one unit.
They're a unit because they're all together.
They're not all together. That's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
No, I think he's trying to say that they all came up.
That's a wave.
But they didn't because Master P didn't start moving independent records until he went out to California and saw how the independent artists were getting it out there.
But you're still missing it. He's still tied to Louisiana. That's still a movement. It's the same way. It's the same way. To make it easier. It's the same way when you think about Atlanta. Remember when Atlanta kind of took over hip hop? And everything was snaps and fucking all these dances.
Yeah, but it's Dungeon Family, Goody Mob, Outkast, all of them. They worked with each other.
I'm not talking about that. You're going off the topic. You're going off the topic.
No, so what he's saying is waves as in not necessarily that they're working with each other, but errors of them coming
there's
through.
errors in hip hop. There's errors.
Not necessarily like, oh, this group helped this group and that person helped.
Yeah,
it's just the wave in terms of like the popular wave, the hot wave. Who's hot? Where is it from? Is it how at one point the West Coast and Cali had that wave. Another point it was New York.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about South as a whole. I'm not talking about that.
I'm talking about specifically Louisiana.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, P was years before No Limit.
I know that, but my
P
point...
opened up for Pop.
Anyway,
this guy.
Anyway, we're gonna continue this conversation, but let's get into the next track because I think this track is really important for us to address. Let it all work out.
Yeah.
What is that laugh for?
No, I'm listening.
What's that laugh for?
There's no laugh, man. Go ahead.
This song is serious though. This song has some serious shit in it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what he's laughing at.
What are you laughing at?
See what I did there?
Ready?
See what I did there?
You know what? Let's talk about it.
Bang bang, Cactus Jack.
But hey, you were the one that has it on your hat. I'm just saying though. But anyway, Brandon, I know this is one of the songs that you wanted to address.
For me, I thought that this song was very telling. In a time where you talk about mental health, you talk about just a number of unanswered questions from Wayne shooting himself. No one had ever thought that it was one of those times where another legendary artist was trying to take himself out. I didn't think that. You know what I'm saying? And just at least for me, now it gives me a little bit more clarity on his drug use and just seizures and the little times where you see him in interviews where he's very tense or he's defensive or or standoffish. Mm-hmm. Clearly, he's been dealing with some shit for quite some time, and now is addressing the demon. I
mean, it goes back to what Rob said in our previous interview. When you're from the hood or you're from low-income areas or poor areas, you're gonna have a little bit of PTSD. Yeah. So that's a lot of these rappers have gone and seen shit, and they may not have addressed it. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting too because like he hinted at that attempt in Solange's Mad song, and then he also hinted at it. I forget what track. There's I think it was one of his songs that he hinted at it also. But I thought it was interesting how he chose now. Of all times, he chose now to really say like what exactly happened.
I think this is the one time where you see the growth in the artist, and he's now comfortable to even address it. Like, even going back to the X record, he's identifying with, all right, I have some shit I got to get off my chest. It's only been for so long you can hold in all of these different emotions, all of these different things that you're constantly battling every single day. And
I'm gonna say that's what happens when you've been famous since 14.
Yeah, I think I guess at that point, that actually is a good point, because when you look at it, think of all those child stars.
Justin Bieber.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Whitney Houston.
They've all went through, yeah.
Listen, and I think just think about your teenage years and the transformation that takes. Yeah. Your voice changing, acne, or whatever. When you're in middle school and you're beginning of high school, you don't want to. You're already self-conscious. Yeah. Now you're out there in the public eye. He's probably telling Baby and Slim like, "Yo, this is how I'm feeling." They're from the hood just like him. I don't know how to deal with that shit. Yeah. Here, let me self-medicate here, dog. Smoke this.
Or maybe it wasn't even cool to have that conversation with Wayne or I mean with Baby or anyone, because now you looked at as being soft.
Yeah. Question, because you guys can relate to this more than I can. Do you feel like, especially when it comes to black men, that they have, and this is off your personal opinions, not like what the general consensus or anything, but based off of your guys' experience, do you feel like black men have a harder time talking about mental issues or problems with their own friends? Or where do they, what's the outlet? Or is there even an outlet? Or do you feel like typically with experiences that you've had with black men or even yourselves that you guys tend to hold stuff in more than to express it with someone?
I think that's an issue for men in general. Men are very prideful. Men are when you're groomed to be a man, you're groomed to, handle things. Yeah. At all costs. You're not like, it ain't no time to complain.
Yeah,
quote unquote complain.
Men don't complain. We don't cry.
Yeah, it's just.
But I think I'm sorry to interrupt you on this topic, but when my father was living, that's who I spoke with. But even with speaking with him, I was a little guarded and reserved because, like I just alluded to before, you're not allowed to be soft. You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to get emotional. And I think, in my opinion, especially for black men and minority men, brown men, we don't have time. Yeah. We don't have that luxury of, all right, let me take time out to actually assess what's going on and do whatever it is. If you're growing up in an impoverished neighborhood and everybody around you is, you got to be thuggy, you got to be like this. Then as soon as you say, damn, you know what, dog, I was kind of sad yesterday. Yeah. Now I'm going to make fun of you. Yeah. Now you're considered the weak one.
And then you got to prove yourself.
Now I got to fight. Yeah. Oh. Because you're going to call me soft, or you're going to, man, back, I know when I was growing up, they question your sexuality if you cried. Yeah. So now I got to deal with that. Then as I get older and I get to the real world and I go out in the corporate world and I go out and get a job, I got to deal with this other cat who doesn't know I'm from, where he doesn't deal with the stuff I deal with. Yeah. He's not. He may not be from the ghetto. Or his complexion may afford him an opportunity to say, oh well, that's whoever. That's John. He can cry. He gets a little emotional. Yeah. It's a lot for him today. And when I was going to say, why are you crying? What you crying for? Yeah. So it's for black men. I think it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult to be vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely. I think it definitely is. I do think though, especially in this time now, when you see so many people losing their lives over something that's so really easy to address when you think about it, like just to have a conversation, just to let it out. You know how many more people would be alive today? Yeah, men and women. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
So many more people would be alive if they just opened themselves up to someone.
I think that's why also right now why he selected now to reveal the suicide attempt.
Yeah.
Because mental health is becoming a bigger discussion and conversation, along with like DV and sexual abuse and everything like that. And I think now it's like at a period of time where if someone does reveal that information, they don't look at it entirely as what you were explaining. In some circumstances, people probably look at it that way. Not everyone looks at this as like a serious matter, or they may be like, oh, why he has everything in the world, why?
Yeah.
You know? So I think like the time period is the reason why. And I can understand why he was hinting at it before. Because a lot of time artists, if you really pay attention to the music, they cry for help in their music.
100%.
Like they put it out in their music
100%.
and you can hear it and
100%.
just see it and everything. And he was, like I said, he was hinting at certain things about it before.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, it's good that as part of this liberation process that he's going through, that he felt liberated and open enough to finally say what the incident actually was.
Yeah. You know what, though? I think let's say even if it wasn't the quote unquote cool thing to do right now to express yourself and you know, address some things, I think either way, if that, let's say if this record is old, because we don't know when this record was recorded, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if this record is 5 years old or whatever it is, if this record comes out at that time when it was supposed to, this is now the Wayne where you see him saying, yo, I got to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I got to let it out.
And just
which is growth.
And just to clarify, not cool, but it's just more acceptable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying acceptability. You know,
yeah. People are more open to it.
People are more open to doing it. You know what I'm saying? Not say it's like a cool thing. Yeah, thank you, because you're not people will take that shit.
I'm just thinking about 3 or 4 years ago when he was with Baby and Slim and all them, and he brought these records, these emotional records to them. And I one can only think like, what if Baby and I said, no, I don't want you to put this out.
Yeah.
I don't think this is what your fans want from Lil Wayne.
Or what your brand
what
is.
your brand is.
Yeah.
This will hurt you. You know, this isn't you.
Yeah.
And now it's just like that. Though here I am opening myself up, and you guys are turning me down.
Yeah.
And y'all supposed to be like my father figures, my big brothers. Now I want out now.
It's crazy shit.
Now I want out. Now
Yeah.
I want to leave.
Yeah.
So dope record. What was the last record we were?
Mona Lisa. I liked Mona Lisa because it's like a full circle hip hop moment in a sense. You got Wayne and you got Kendrick.
Yeah.
I liked Kendrick's like caricature
Yeah.
in it. And then the whole, interesting enough, I mean, I'm about to get into my nerd tip, but
I'm about to get into
my nerdy tip. But it's interesting how like the song is about deception and women deceiving, whether it's to assist another man or to deceive the man that you're with. And it's interesting that he used Mona Lisa because in the art world, historically, there's like this big conversation around like, is Mona Lisa smiling or not?
Yeah.
And how that art painting, that specific painting, although it's highly praised and beautiful and magnificent and is looked at as almost as an illusion, and then everyone's like looking like, is she smiling? Is she not?
Yeah.
And they talked about how from like a distance, I think I could be wrong, but from a distance it looks like she's smiling, but when you get actually close up, it's not. And she's not smiling, and that kind of like plays on the storyline within it, where like from a distance, it looks like that woman that Wayne brought up in the song itself, how she seemed like that man thought that she was interested and she was for him, and like she wasn't that super close and was kind of like looking at its surface level, but then when he got up close, he realized, damn, you're deceiving me, and you're trying to fool me and everything like that. So I thought it was interesting how he utilized an art concept to use it as a titling for it, and not in the typical sense of Mona Lisa as in like being prestigious and the top of the crop in terms of the art world.
The deeper layers by E.
Yeah, right.
Y'all know I come with my nerd level. Y'all know when I come, but I love art, and I wanted to bring that up too because it's a juxtaposition with how Hove and Beyonce used the Mona Lisa. They used the Mona Lisa and the Louvre as in like, this is the level we're at.
Yeah.
We're at that
It
high
sets the bar.
level. But then the way that Wayne used it was more so as like, this is a beautiful piece of art from afar, but don't be deceived because when you get up close, it looks like a different picture and a different story.
Yeah.
And he showed that in juxtaposition with Kendrick's verse and what he was saying, and then his storyline. And it showed two storylines within one song.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so what are we rating this album?
Told you already, dog.
What is it?
6.5.
Yeah, I forgot I was done with you. What was
Wait,
your...
did you you didn't divulge though?
Oh yeah, wait, no,
we
that
didn't
was
stop.
the thing. We killing time right now. I want to you have a magical track. I want to know your track list.
I'm glad you asked.
I got you. I was like, wait.
I'm glad you asked.
As he opens his book.
Oh man.
Nas
All right, let's
peeps
hear your
into the
track.
lines.
So here's what I would with the album, if it was up to me.
Okay.
If
This would
Nas was the A&R, if he was, executive producer.
So this is 12 tracks, right?
Okay.
I would start with Open Letter.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I will go into I Love You, Dwayne, Famous, Mona Lisa, Dark Side of the Moon, featuring Kid Cudi and SZA, Uproar, Let It Fly, Dope Niggas, Snoop, and Nipsey. Then I have the next year an untitled Drake song. 10 is an untitled Drake song featuring Nicki. 11, untitled song featuring Tokyo Jets. And I would end with Took His Time, and that's where I would put Triple X on.
What I will say is your 1 and 2 I would flip. I would still have the mom's intro be first.
Yeah, the mom.
Like that was the hook. That was the big hook for me. And that got me understanding like, okay, this is about to be some super deep, introspective, personal shit that he's going to be putting out. So it prepared me for the listen, if that makes sense. So I would leave that intro
Look at regular Nas trying to not to be regular and shit.
That's a regular week.
Yeah, Nas throwing in some other features and reorganizing.
I'm
Look at
actually
you.
impressed with that. I agree with E though. That intro record stays for me. That sets the tone for that shit. Like,
it
lets me know exactly where we're about to go. I'm with it. I'm not mad at the Nipsey shit. I ain't even think about that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the Nipsey shit.
Oh, look at that. Look at Nas.
I'm trying.
Nas ain't so regular.
Look at him trying not to be regular. Don't try to not be regular now.
Executive producer Nas.
All right, so we got people calling, waiting. So we got to head over to the other room and go take some calls. We're Skyping our fans.
Got that setup, that new call-in room.
We're Skyping our fans, ladies and gentlemen. This shit is real. I'm with it.
All right, let's head there.
All right, we out. Live and direct, connecting with people every day. Know what I mean? Doing the things we like to do. So introduce yourself. Let people know who's on the line, what we're doing, and what's happening.
Gotcha. Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. I'm Kelsey Clark. I'm a full-time content creator, long-time lover of hip-hop, and like a big deadlift enthusiast. You know, I guess my workout's in. First-time author, put my first book out, and happy to be here.
Let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Carter 5. What are your thoughts, kind sir?
Okay, gotcha. So when y'all hit me about the Carter 5, I kind of laughed and I was like, yeah, but I was kind of nah at the same time. Because it's so hard as somebody, so when Wayne was in his prime, 04 to 08, with the mixtapes dropping, Carter was really, that stage was just really kind of heating up. That was part of when I really got into hip hop. So it's almost hard for me to be able to even look at Lil Wayne and evaluate him. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who was a stand at one point. First couple of listens to the Carter 5, it just feels like it's hard to recreate what you expect from somebody who had some of the highest heights as an artist, or any artist, that I grew up listening to. I love some of these records. I could have done without having 20 plus tracks for a project. But overall, it was long. And to be totally honest, I was hoping for so we had the Mob started off Carter 2. We had 3P started off Carter 3. And I won't talk on Carter 4 too much for a couple of reasons. But I was hoping to hear, that really, really strong intro track. And instead we heard things come from a different direction with his mother, kind of started off in that way. So definitely a different album. I liked how many different influences you heard from different eras, like look at guest features and, styles and everything. But yeah, I think I loved, I think it was the third or fourth track with the super iconic sample, with the energy to it and everything else. I like certain records, but to be honest, it felt more like me being happy for Wayne than me being super excited for all these different records. So I would say he's definitely at a point now where the star power and me cheering for him, being quote unquote free, seeming to have his hunger back is more important than the music keeping it stagnant.
Yeah. Record that you would take off.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't think Nicki Minaj is a gospel singer or whatever she was doing on that record.
Thank God. Thank God. I wanna remove her so fucking bad from that fucking record, my nigga. I don't ever want to hear Nicki Minaj sing ever.
Right.
Ever.
So to be fair, there was a period. She was alright, like during that one little era, like 2012, but she was singing on a few records. But this wasn't that era, nor was it that beat. And
Mikkel, you and I both know niggas is not checking for her when it comes to singing. Let's keep it a buck.
I mean, absolutely.
Niggas,
but certain artists can sound okay, even if they can't sing over the right beat. That wasn't that beat.
Yeah.
If you could rank his projects out of 10, what would it be?
I think I'd said I would give him a clean 7. With the admission that I'm most likely definitely biased and still gassed off the Wayne project being out already.
All right, well, thank you so much for being a part of our podcast and giving your thoughts on the Carter 5 and, educating this guy over here.
Nah, thank y'all for the feature and for the dialogue, man. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. All right, we got another call on the line. Introduce yourself. Where you from?
I live in the XXXtentacion podcast. I'm from Canada, 30 years old.
All right, so we're here for One Rail's Carter 5. What are you thinking?
I personally love this. It was very nostalgic for me. A lot of times I felt like I was back on the ball team, listening to old Wayne. Like, he has these things that only he could do, and it's special, man. Like, especially the way I found in this album specifically, the way he takes everyday things and just flips them on their head. It's like, I don't know anybody but he's great. He hasn't missed a step, in my opinion. There was a couple missteps, but like there wasn't that many that the album trash or bad by any means. Like Open Letter, I would not vibe out to. Don't Cry, I'm not vibing out to.
Oh, so you're not an emo person?
No, not really.
Oh, all right, that makes all sense.
I would make myself feel worse than I already.
Oh, okay, all right, you're all for self-love. All right, that makes sense. I get it. All right. Yeah, I get it. All right, I'm rolling.
Wait, so if you're not a quote-unquote emo, I have a quick question. So obviously with the intro, we got a little taste of Lil Wayne's mother, and I actually thought that brought tremendous value to the project itself.
Yeah, definitely.
There have been people that said that they kind of wish that he expanded more on their relationship because obviously it's tied back to the suicide incident that he had, and that they wish that he kind of went a little more into that relationship dynamic. Do you feel like he should have, or you thought this was the right amount, or?
He didn't have any responsibility to do any of that shit. He told a lot already on this album, and it's like, what I got from this is basically everybody in Young Money has woman problems. Like, he's talking about women, side chicks, wife, baby moms, all types of different things that he had, and he talks about his own personal suicidal thoughts. He talks about his own depression. Talks about how he can't trust anyone around him. I feel like he told a lot. He doesn't necessarily, like, there's some things, especially as public people, that you can keep to yourself. And I feel like if he wants to keep that as other, then that's fine. He didn't even need to give us that smell. That was intimate enough.
For me, when I first heard the the intro, I was like, all right, this is a different Carter album. Like, I wasn't expecting that personally. I'm big on just emo rap, all that type of shit. I'm into it. Yeah, I love introspective to the 10th power. When that shit came on, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a little different.
That was probably the saddest intro I've ever heard.
I thought it was just me. I went and got a drink. I thought it was just me. I was like, yo.
I feel like everyone put their mom in that situation for a second. Just for a second. You're like, what if my mom was doing this? You know what I mean? And then you have Don't Cry with X right afterwards.
Yeah.
I can see twice. Yeah. So it's very powerful. I like, for me, this feels like, I know that Wade is not the type of rapper, but this feels like his 4.0. Like, it feels like this is his version of like, I've grown up, this is what I'm going through, these are the things I've learned, these are the ways I find charm. There's parts where he's talking about some emo shit, but then there's other songs where it's like he's kind of reminding himself that he's the GOAT. You know what I mean? And it's dope to see that out of the end. I feel like the least needed feature was Travis.
On the low, right? I thought it was just me. I thought that Travis, especially from the hype between Travis tweeting that shit years ago after the session, between fucking him mentioning it throughout his career, I really thought that was it. At least, and I know that that's what artists do. You know, they talk that shit like, yo, this is the record of the year. I get that. Yeah. But I
just went back in to make it more current. That probably wasn't the record originally done. They probably went in. Because to me, I don't know what it was. Something about it felt very personal.
Yeah.
That one actually felt very cool.
It felt like a Travis song.
That's what I was going to say. It felt like a Travis song that was either given to Wayne or it was like, all right, yo, I think we should collab on this. And then it wound up being on the Carter 5. I don't know if that...
Like, you go for like a certain type of vibe project. I'm listening to Lil Wayne. I'm listening to C5 that I haven't heard for years. I'm listening to bars. When I hear Travis out there, it's like, I've had enough of this for years. This is Wayne's time. You know what I mean? And just Travis has that thing of like every time he's on the track with someone, it sounds like it was just his track, and it wanted a sound that was like his sound, and they're just like, all right, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
If you could rank the project out of 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, what would your number be?
Yeah, 8.5.
All right, good night.
8.5. He's not feeling it at all.
I don't know if you gave. I gave about a 7.
Hey Mars, I'm over here fighting for us, man. This nigga's killing. Thanks for joining. Check us out. We appreciate you.
All right, man. I'm going.
Peace.
You too. Bye.
Speaking of Kendrick, y'all saw fucking 28 records leaked?
Yes. I listened to some.
Somebody got fired.
Yeah, somebody got fired because that shit leaked.
Someone got fired. Wait, did they tweet about it though, TDE? Because you know how sometimes people say it leaked, but it didn't leak?
No, I can't reveal my sources, but it definitely leaked. It definitely leaked. The first 8 records was put out as a New Kid, Mad City shit or whatever, as supposed to be a new project, but then someone said that, it's not. Those are records that were supposed to be on that album, never made it, and we never used them. And then, like, an hour later, another 20 records dropped. Scissor Records, fucking a bunch of records that I'll say they got some cleaning up to do. So
because there were some dope joints. There's some dope joints in there.
Could have been saving us for another album, man.
Well, that was what I'm saying. Some of those records, you could tell were reference records, like the Kendrick record from the Black Panther movie.
Yeah. I think Swimming Pool Extended.
Yeah. There's a few records you can tell were reference or they were just 2 tracks. They weren't real full records, but then there's full records in there, and I was like, ooh.
And those were fire songs too. That's what I was like, ooh. I was kind of upset, but I was kind of happy too, because I was like, I got to listen to it.
Right? Isn't it one of those things like, I felt bad, like, fuck,
I felt bad, but I was mad happy, because I was like, ooh, some new Kendrick.
Yeah, like, I'm such a music junkie. I guess we all are. Yeah. Because it's like one of those times where music leaks, and I'm like, fuck, I got new music to listen to.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but damn, I don't get to hear your vision of what it was supposed to be. I'm listening to a fucking CQC of a record, and I'm never gonna hear what your vision was.
But you know what's interesting about that though? We're in I get what you're saying, but also I'm kind of not bothered by it, because like Kendrick with his projects, there is this thematic concept to his projects. He has this overall like everything's done with a purpose, and everything is flowing and concise, and you'll appreciate the overall project, but you can also appreciate the singles.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't even upset about the fact that I wasn't able to appreciate the artistic direction that he potentially could have had with those songs. Because also, like I said, we're in a period of time where like it's a singles period.
Yeah.
So I was enjoying them individually a lot for the ones that I really liked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been really interesting to see like where those songs would have been and in what order. I think Kendrick's one of those artists that like you really enjoy the whole layout and foundation of his projects. And he's the kind of person that you want to listen from start to finish, and even sometimes do from end to start to see what, if there's any little pockets and tricks and little things that he put on it. And if it's a different storyline from the end to the beginning versus beginning to end. He's one of the very few artists out now that you really want to break down and really examine his entire project instead of just singles.
And the other thing too, if it didn't make the album, it probably wasn't supposed to make the album. These people are scientists at this point when it comes to their body of work and what they want to be, representatives of them. Yeah. So I'm not all that mad. What
are your thoughts though? Because I know you're not like the biggest Kendrick person, but
I know y'all gonna kill me, but I didn't listen.
He didn't listen. I can look at his face telling me he didn't listen.
That's fine though.
I know it.
That's fine.
Well, I know. Quick segue.
He wants to slap the shit.
Yeah,
out
I know
of
she
you,
does. She does. I know she does.
I don't resort to violence, okay? I don't resort to violence.
Off camera though. Off camera.
But I'm just smiling because actually, you know what? I'm not even that upset with you because it kind of happened like the other day.
Yeah, it happened
last minute.
Yeah, it happened.
We were just lucky to get the link.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, you had like over 8 hours. So
yeah.
Nah, B.
Nah. Fucking all right. We might as well talk about Kanye.
Well, we can't talk about his project.
Yeah, where was that
at least for now, because this is delayed.
Well, I have a theory on that.
He's taking his ball.
I got a theory on that.
Wait, he has a theory? Hold on, Nas, buckle up. It's Brandon theory time.
Yeah, I have a theory on that.
What's your theory?
Kanye set this up from the rip. The moment
set what up specifically?
This rollout. This is a rollout. This is a rollout. Even with the album not coming out, it's his rollout.
Okay.
He sets you up already like, yo, Wayne's album is going to do better than mine. I know it. But the culture needs both of us, so I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. That's a setup. That's one. Two, yo, my album is coming out Saturday as opposed to Friday. Because it was supposed to come out Friday. I moved it to Saturday because Wayne's album's coming out Friday. You do SNL. You already knew you were going to dress up like a fucking Perrier bottle and dance around. Yeah. You already knew you were doing that. You knew that that was going to be a moment. Mm-hmm. You then also knew wearing the MAGA hat and that whole fiasco was going to be a moment.
Yeah.
I think this is his buy time. This was his buy time to once again gain momentum. Let's get some light back on Kanye for a minute. I got to figure out a way. Because Kanye is still competitive. And he's a troll. He said this. Yeah. This was his way of trying to say, okay, let me take some of that sunlight and shine that shit back on me. I'll put my album out whenever it's supposed to come out. Now, even with all of that being done, I don't know that he has an end game right now.
He's just out there winging it.
He's winging it.
I mean, yeah, his execution kind of shows that, or lack of execution, proper execution.
And the reason I say that now is because, again, with that SNL speech, with the whole why he wore the MAGA hat and how he made the hat over himself and just changed the brim and put love in it and all this other crazy shit.
I died when he did that. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I changed the brim.
Yeah. I changed the brim, so it changes the meaning now, dog.
Yeah.
Your man's nutso.
Yeah, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
He's nutso.
But because he did that, and then people in the stand started booing him, and then they cut his mic off and all this other shit.
How you get your mic cut off on SNL, though?
Yeah. I think he looked at
By
that.
being Kanye.
Yeah.
Who's Who got banned from SNL? She did Prince's "Nothing Compares to You." Is that Sinead O'Connor?
I don't remember.
When she ripped up the Pope, the picture of the Pope.
Oh, she did something with the Pope.
Yeah, she
said
ripped-
something.
she ripped the picture out.
I think, yeah.
Was it the picture?
Yeah, she ripped.
I think
she
it might have
stood
been
there,
her.
ripped the picture, and they were like, "Yeah, bitch, you're not coming back.
I think
You're
you're right.
done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think you're right.
You're done."
She said, "Skirt."
But I took a look at Kanye, and he's known again for wild SNL moments. And I think that this is the one moment where he tried to make it a big spectacle, and I don't think it went off the way he intended. Now he's got more cleaning up to do, and he confuses me. 1 minute, you're saying you're out of the sunken place, you're moving back to Chicago, you're ready to clean up America. You're taking homeless guys off the street, you hear them rap, and then you bring them into the studio, offer them a deal.
He offered that kid a deal.
Allegedly, I don't know. Then,
I'm so confused.
yeah, then you go on. You know, you're still in Chicago. You go on the radio station and you want to apologize to your hometown for letting them down and not representing the city. And then you go to SNL and talk about you're being bullied.
First of all,
I'm just
First of all.
confused. I'm confused.
Kanye, you're not being bullied, okay? Because there was a very big group of people that loved Kanye, that loved him for who he was, his music, ride or dies. He's just mad because now some of those fans are criticizing him. Those people that were really hardcore for him are now like, dog, you were looking mad crazy out here. And then having your peers say the same thing and openly, which hits his ego and pride hard.
Yeah,
when you have celebs, your own friends openly saying you are wilding right now, because those conversations are usually private. I'm sure he's had those conversations private about them telling he's wilding, but now it's out for everyone to see.
Yeah, because you're not listening now.
You're not listening.
Yeah, and so for him to say he's being bullied, like, one, we understand you want to have dialogue and free expression, but if we're gonna have dialogue, you need to listen. Like, you're contradicting yourself. You're saying you want dialogue, but then when you get people who want to sit down and tell you why and how you're like doing everything is wrong, and then you're just like, oh, you're bullying me. That's deflection.
Yeah.
Like, then you're going against what you're saying. If you're all about love, and it shows, like, even with his previous, like, the TMZ part, like, Van, you could tell he's a Kanye fan, and he was saying it from the bottom of his heart, but Kanye was just like not caring about it. He's trying to use this love thing as deflection and as a way to downplay when he's acting mad wild and just saying, oh, no, I wasn't saying it to be crazy or wild. I'm saying it for the sake of love.
Yeah,
like, that's some deflection, like not wanting to own up to your shit problems.
And that's my thing. I'm a big Kanye fan. Like, everyone that knows me knows this. I'm a huge. He's making it extremely difficult to continue to support him. Like,
or even
you try to. You know what I'm saying? I know we in the cancel culture right now and all this other shit.
Cancel culture.
I know, alleged. You know what I'm saying? For me, and this is just from one black man to another. I never want to give up on our own. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Good for you.
He's making it really difficult to not just say fuck it. Like, if Kanye was here right now, I would ask him, okay, if you're comfortable with wearing a MAGA hat, right, and what it represents and all these things, would you be comfortable wearing like a Ku Klux Klan mask, or would you be comfortable wearing a dunce cap?
Well, if they invited me and we sat down to have a dialogue and talk about love.
Like, it's just certain.
Dead ass probably say that.
Yeah,
Well, the Klan invited Muhammad Ali to talk.
I know.
He went, but that was back when he was on the separation of races.
But that was the separation of racism, and again, he wasn't wearing their garments. He wasn't doing shit like that. So it's just it's a letdown for me. It really is. It really. I really started to feel like, okay, maybe, you know, we're seeing a different person. Maybe he really is listening to people and saying, all right, maybe that was a little bit extreme.
He's been the same person.
I guess so. I don't know. It's just disappointing for me. It's really disappointing.
Yeah, honestly, just from everything that's been going on and like everything that he's saying, I'm at a point now where
You don't care.
I don't care about his music. Like, I don't care about the project. Like, and I hate to say that because, like, all his, like, a lot of his previous projects, I was always in, like, high anticipation. I was like, oh my God, I'm ready.
Yeah.
When people were saying, like, it's not out yet, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm going to continue listening to Lil Wayne's and Logic project. Like, I genuinely did not care because it's at a point now where I can't remove the things that he's done in the political space, and even if he doesn't want to say it's not, he is immersed in the political space now.
He definitely is.
And just the things, and even the execution and things that he said, and like without context, like I cannot separate him from the art. I can't separate things that he said from the art.
Well,
so
that's what
I'm just
saying.
like, I just don't care. Now I'm gonna listen to the project. I mean, listen to the project because of our podcast, obviously, because you know our supporters want to know our thoughts.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to talk about it from from a unique perspective, from a journalistic perspective, because don't ask me how I feel on the project because I'm going to say it's biased. Like at this point, I'm biased now. I just can't separate the stuff that he is doing from his music. I just can't. I can't personally. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, the music is great, so let me forgive. No, I'm not going to forgive him because he does half, at times not even apologies, and I just don't like the way that he's moving. Like I'm all for like expressing yourself, trying to create dialogue, trying to speak to those who don't, you know, who are extremists, because I actually saw I forget what the story was. There's this guy who was the son of a white nationalist, and he went to a liberal school. And a lot of kids were like, obviously, like, oh, your dad's a white nationalist. But there was even like a guy, like, there's guys that were Jewish, and even this girl, they took the time to have a dialogue and conversation because they wanted to open him up to proving that certain things that he felt were false or not factual. Yeah. And they actually helped him kind of like say, like, oh, wow, like this extreme measure is crazy. So dialogue is important, even with people that you don't agree with, but all this stuff is wild.
Yeah. I actually want to get off the topic. This shit is fucking up my energy.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
keep it a buck.
Ratings for Lil Wayne's project. We didn't say it.
Oh, yeah, we didn't say it. Well, his was 6.5.
Yeah, I definitely said mine.
Yeah, his was 6.5. Mine, I got 7.5, leaning towards 8.
Mine's like 7.
Yeah.
7 and 7 point, like maybe 5, little 3, whatever. I'm doing that in between point.
Everything okay with your face?
I think my track listing is definitely an 8.
I wasn't really mad at your track listing, by the way, which I'm really surprised about. I gotta go.
No, it was trash.
I gotta go and reevaluate.
Somebody's gonna say it.
I gotta go and reevaluate my life that I actually like.
Yo, trash has no meaning anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's so watered down now.
Regular Naz rework.
All right, so hold on, but before we get out of here, we have to talk about the Joker shit that came out, and we have to talk about the Phoenix.
Yeah, I seen what DC's doing.
Let's do the X-Men first.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, and the reason why I say that is because only normally me and you like to go and pick and do our nerd shit when it comes to this. I'm not sure how this storyline is going to play into.
It's not.
Well, it's rumored that it's supposed to, and that's where I'm confused at.
All right, Brother Nas, break it down.
Yeah.
So hold on, which one are we doing first? Are we doing Dark Phoenix?
X-Men. Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, that's X-Men.
Okay. So Dark Phoenix, hopefully, they're gonna kill off everybody, because in the end, that's what she does in the Jean Grey has the ability when she turns into the Phoenix to destroy everybody. So I'm hoping because Disney bought Fox and they want to kill those characters and recast them, they're gonna take this movie and say, you know what, just kill everybody off, and that's its own separate timeline.
Yeah.
And then we'll start over and recast everybody in the MCU, and that's what we're gonna go with moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the previous storyline that they were trying to draw out, and it was
pretty.
good.
It was.
Yeah, because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Side note: if Professor X can control everything with his mind,
I know what you're about to say.
why can't he walk?
Yeah. But the other
it has
thing
to be
is,
certain limitations.
Yeah.
Fam, you can control what everybody else does.
Yeah,
but you can't make your legs.
But maybe that's the fault. Maybe it's he can control everything else except himself.
Oh, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, I'm not rolling either. I don't know. I always thought about that. But I think it was. I read some shit where it was something like he's more telekinesis or something like that, where it doesn't deal with anything of that nature, where he can control your limbs, even though he can make people do things.
But those people's feet are actively like attached to their brain, though.
And that's what I'm saying. I never understood.
The nerves
are maybe not attached, so he can't really say legs move.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Phoenix kills everybody.
Yeah.
And she kills herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably will.
I mean, I'm hoping when she turns, because when she goes, see, like, there's no controlling her.
Yeah.
like,
It's over. It's ball game.
That's why Wolverine had to kill her before she got too powerful. And what's that, X-Men 2? That's
Laid her
X2?
down to rest.
Yeah.
Yo, when you saw when he was,
that shit was sad.
yo, I love that.
I ain't gonna
part.
lie. That shit was
He,
fire.
he was, the skin was ripping off.
Yeah,
and he's
that
still
shit.
fighting.
That shit was fire.
Jigged in the right there in the side. Hold that bitch.
Yeah. right in front of her man too, though. That's where
I hated Cyclops.
He didn't
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
He was like, "Yo, I love you, but girl."
Cyclops really don't deserve Jean Grey. If I'm keeping it a buck,
He's
You know.
annoying.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
corny.
because
He's really
We got to
annoying.
do it by the book.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that shit. Fucking okay, so that's fine. I like that take. That makes a little bit more sense. Now, I'm curious to see what DC does. We saw the Joker movie. Not Joker movie, I should say. The Joker trailer that wasn't really a trailer. It was fucking B-roll.
Teaser.
A teaser. No, but it wasn't even a teaser. It was just B-roll. And then
sizzle reel.
they turned it into a teaser from a teaser to an actual trailer. And it's alleged that Joker wasn't even supposed to look like that. But because everyone took to it,
I didn't take to that look.
I thought it was just me. I wasn't really all that impressed with that look.
No.
Wait, the one in that clip or the photos that leaked out?
The one in the clip and the photos that leaked
Oh,
out.
okay.
I'm not feeling that.
Apparently, again, that was just him joking around for just shit in the studio that they were going to release for concept art. And because it leaked or they released it, they're going now with this look of Joker. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
Do we know though? Because you know sometimes people put things out just to get a feeler and see if people actually are with it or not.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They put it out or it leaked, whatever it was, and they released a statement saying, "Yo, this is not the official trailer." But because it went viral, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he looks so great! This is gonna be so much better." I'm not in love with. I'm in love with the character and Phoenix playing him.
Yeah,
perfect casting for me. But I don't know that I like that look of Joker. I don't know that I like it.
So do you feel like he should have gone more of like the Jack Nicholson look or a little closer to the Heath Ledger?
Oh, yeah, it's somewhere in between.
There's an in-between Joker. There's an in-between Joker that still looks very sinister, still looks very charismatic, but still is funny and like a clown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that they tried to capture it in
that eye part.
The eye part. I
didn't like that.
Yeah, it's just it's a little weird, but I'm hoping that they clean it up or do whatever it is.
Me too, because that shit.
DC is a sinking ship right now.
You know what? They're trying to do whatever sticks. So when DC comes out with their streaming service, right? They're gonna put all these movies on their streaming service.
They should just put a few and that's it.
No, they're gonna put everything there.
No, I'm
and
joking.
I think they're coming out with some black Carney, I think.
There's mad shit they're coming out. They're coming out with the Justice, not the Justice League. What's the other shit?
Dark Justice League?
No, the Young Justice with Robin. Have y'all seen that?
Oh yeah.
Where Robin is cursing, saying "fuck Batman," all this other shit. Like
when was Robin saying that?
Yeah, that's like you've never been that tough. Knock it off. So
that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do that, and it's gonna be like a multiverse thing on the streaming service. So that Joaquin Phoenix Joker, it's like a different Earth, and you have Heath Ledger's and that Batman and Christian
it's like
Bale's
different dimensions.
Yeah, it's like what they'll be introducing in Avengers 4.
Yeah,
I'm actually excited to see Joaquin Phoenix act because he's a good actor.
Me too.
And I think that I think he's gonna do a good job. I don't think that we're gonna be disappointed for him because based off of his previous acting and like the movies, he does a good job.
Yeah. I was disappointed with Leto. Leto was trash. Heath Ledger to me is up there with Jack Nicholson. Honestly,
Heath Ledger, that was a high bar. I think Heath Ledger was a really good bar.
He sets the bar for me.
Listen, he did a very good job, but you giving him extra points because he died.
No, you tripping.
You bugging. No. I did not give him points because he died. He actually did a really good job.
Like I said on Twitter, that was his swan song.
Like he found a good balance of, like you said, that sinister but funny at times. And even the part where the building blew up, that was improv. but he still found a way to make that scene funny, but also like sinister at the same time.
I'm not wrong.
I didn't say he did a bad job.
Yeah, but you're saying people are giving the sauce because he died.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying.
People were already giving him the roses when he was alive. He just happened to die.
Yeah, Heath Ledger was a good actor.
People that saw him in the act and saw scenes were like, yo, this may be the best Batman movie ever.
And he's one of the few actors that played a gay cowboy and still got away with it without people saying too much about it.
Yeah.
What, Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even after that, you know, sometimes
Jake
like
Gyllenhaal.
if you play like a certain character, and we're not saying that anything bad about people who are gay, LGBT community, but you know, like how back then it wasn't as accepting to a certain level,
they won the
and
Oscars
people were saying a lot of things about those too. But then
Yeah.
after, you know, later on,
That
this
movie came
you
out
know,
in 2018. I guarantee you that community would be in an uproar because they don't have actual gay men playing those characters. That's the society we live in now.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
it's fair.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess let us know your thoughts. That's interesting.
Side note, guys, I really like this mixture of like pop culture and nerds. Like we're like the nerds
Yeah.
at the cool table. I really like it.
We definitely are. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on everything today. Covered a lot. There's so much shit to talk about. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the topics.
Yep.
Hit the description for our group me chat if you want to join it. Also, again, let us know what you're thinking. Hit us up Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Grassroots Pod across the board. And then
Subscribe.
Yeah, always subscribe.
Found a pen.
With that said, Brandon, Killabh Hall.
Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm Regular Naz. Holla at me.
That's it. That's all you got.
That's all I got today. Oh, Logic's album was better than Lil Wayne's. Goodbye.
I ain't gonna lie. Before we end,
That Logic project was
that
dope.
Logic project is fucking fire. Say what y'all want. That Logic project is something different. Now, I will say,
PPS.
there's a few little things in there I would change. A little bit of styles were ripped a little bit, but I like that fucking project a lot.
And if you want to know more, tweet us.
Yeah,
We'll give our thoughts.
Definitely.
All right.
And we out.
Grassroots.